A Course in Miracles. Review 5. Introduction. We now review again. This time we are ready to give more effort and more time to what we undertake. We recognize we are preparing for another phase of understanding. We would take this step completely, that we may go on again more certain, more sincere, with faith upheld more surely. Our footsteps have not been unwavering, and doubts have made us walk uncertainly and slowly on the road this course sets forth. But now we hasten on, for we approach a greater certainty, a firmer purpose, and a surer goal. Steady our feet, our Father. Let our doubts be quiet, and our holy minds be still, and speak to us. We have no words to give to you. We would but listen to your word and make it ours. Lead our practicing as does a father lead a little child along a way he does not understand. Yet does he follow, sure that he is safe because his father leads the way for him. So do we bring our practicing to you. And if we stumble, you will raise us up. If we forget the way, we count upon your sure remembering. We wander off, but you will not forget to call us back. Quicken our footsteps now, that we may walk more certainly and quickly unto you. And we accept the word you offer us to unify our practicing as we review the thoughts that you have given us. This is the thought which should precede the thoughts that we review. Each one but clarifies some aspect of this thought, or helps it be more meaningful, more personal and true, and more descriptive of the holy self we share and now prepare to know again. God is but love, and therefore so am I. This self alone knows love. This self alone is perfectly consistent in its thoughts, knows its creator, understands itself, is perfect in its knowledge and its love, and never changes from its constant state of union with its Father and itself. And it is this that waits to meet us at the journey's ending. Every step we take brings us a little nearer. This review will shorten time immeasurably if we keep in mind that this remains our goal, and as we practice, it is this to which we are approaching. Let us raise our hearts from dust to life, as we remember this is promised us, and that this course was sent to open up the path of light to us, and teach us, step by step, how to return to the eternal self we thought we lost. I take the journey with you, for I share your doubts and fears a little while, that you may come to me who recognize the road by which all fears and doubts are overcome. We walk together. I must understand uncertainty and pain, although I know they have no meaning. Yet a Savior must remain with those he teaches, seeing what they see, but still retaining in his mind the way that led him out, and now will lead you out with him. God's Son is crucified until you walk along the road with me. My resurrection comes again each time I lead a brother safely to the place at which the journey ends and is forgot. I am renewed each time a brother learns there is a way from misery and pain. I am reborn each time a brother's mind turns to the light in him and looks for me. I have forgotten no one. Help me now to lead you back to where the journey was begun, to make another choice with me. Release me as you practice once again the thoughts I brought to you from him who sees your bitter need and knows the answer God has given him. Together we review these thoughts. Together we devote our time and effort to them, and together we will teach them to our brothers. God would not have heaven incomplete. It waits for you, as I do. I am incomplete without your part in me, and as I am made whole, we go together to our ancient home, prepared for us before time was, and kept unchanged by time, immaculate and safe, as it will be at last when time is done. Let this review be then your gift to me. For this alone I need, that you will hear the words I speak and give them to the world. You are my voice, my eyes, my feet, my hands through which I save the world. The self from which I call to you is but your own. To him we go together. Take your brother's hand, for this is not a way we walk alone. In him I walk with you, and you with me. Our Father wills his Son be one with him. What lives but must not then be one with you? Let this review become a time in which we share a new experience for you, yet one as old as time and older still. Hallowed your name, your glory undefiled forever, and your wholeness now complete as God established it. You are his Son, completing his extension in your own. We practice but an ancient truth we knew before illusions seemed to claim the world, and we remind the world that it is free of all illusions every time we say, God is but love, and therefore so am I. With this we start each day of our review. With this we start and end each period of practice time. And with this thought we sleep, to waken once again with these same words upon our lips, to greet another day. No thought that we review, but we surround with it, and use the thoughts to hold it up before our minds, and keep it clear in our remembrance throughout the day. And thus, when we have finished this review, we will have recognized the words we speak are true. Yet are the words but aids, and to be used, except at the beginning and the end of practice periods, but to recall the mind, as needed, to its purpose. We place faith in the experience that comes from practice, not the means we use. We wait for the experience, and recognize that it is only here conviction lies. We use the words, and try again to go beyond them to their meaning, which is far beyond their sound. The sound grows dim and disappears as we approach the source of meaning. It is here that we find rest. Review 5. Introduction. You thought you had to remember. What if truth never forgot what you are? Detective Boy noticed something immediately. The introduction keeps talking about time. It keeps talking about walking. It keeps talking about practice. It keeps talking about words. And then right at the end, it quietly takes all of them away. Interesting. The review begins with effort. More time, more practice, more sincerity, more certainty, more dedication. And if we aren't paying attention, we might think this introduction is about becoming a better student, a more disciplined student, a more spiritual student, a more committed student. But then Detective Boy asks a question. If the destination is already known, what exactly are we practicing for? The Course says we stumble, we wander, we forget, we become uncertain, we walk slowly. Yet every time it mentions our forgetting, it mentions something else, something that never forgot. If we stumble, we are raised up. If we forget, there is a sure remembering. If we wander, we are called back. If we become uncertain, something remains certain. Now that's interesting, because most of us have spent our lives believing the burden was ours. I must remember God. I must find the truth. I must awaken. I must get there. I must understand. I must remember who I am. But Detective Boy has another question. What came before the forgetting? Not after. Before. What was there before confusion appeared? What was there before doubt appeared? What was there before fear appeared? What was there before the search appeared? What was there before the journey appeared? Because if truth existed before the forgetting, then perhaps truth did not participate in the forgetting. Maybe that's the whole point. Imagine a child walking home with his father. The child becomes distracted. He stops to look at a butterfly, then a bird, then a puddle, then a cloud. And eventually he looks around and says, "I think I'm lost." The father smiles. Lost from whose perspective? The child may have forgotten where he is, but the father has not forgotten where the child is. The child may not know the way home. The father does. The child may become frightened. The father remains calm. The child believes the problem is that he has forgotten. The father knows the solution is simply to keep walking.
Maybe that's why this introduction talks so much about walking. Every step we take brings us nearer, not because truth is far away, but because the mind believes it is far away. Every step loosens the belief in distance. Every step loosens the belief in separation. Every step loosens the belief that we have somehow wandered beyond the reach of love. And then the introduction makes a remarkable shift. It starts talking about words, thoughts, practice, reviewing, lessons, ideas, all the things spiritual students tend to treasure. And then it says something astonishing. The words are only aids. Only aids. Not the destination, not the goal, not the truth itself. The words point beyond themselves. The thoughts point beyond themselves. The lessons point beyond themselves. The review points beyond itself. Toward what? Experience.
Direct knowing. The introduction actually says conviction lies there. Not in the words, not in the ideas, not in the concepts, in the experience. Think about that for a moment. How do you convince yourself the sun is shining while standing in the sunlight? How do you convince yourself the ocean exists while floating in it? How do you convince yourself you are alive while breathing? Experience does not require persuasion. Experience ends persuasion. Maybe that's why the introduction ends where it does. The sounds grow dim and disappear. Not because the words were bad, not because the lessons were wrong, not because the practice failed, but because they succeeded. A finger points to the moon. Eventually, you stop staring at the finger. You look at the moon. The map points to the destination. Eventually, you stop studying the map. You arrive. The words point toward meaning. Eventually, the words grow quiet. Meaning remains. And perhaps that is the deepest question hidden inside this entire review. You thought you had to remember. But what if truth never forgot what you are? What if love never forgot what it is? What if God never forgot his Son? What if reality never lost track of reality? What if the burden was never yours to carry? What if the remembering was already built into what you are? And what if this review is not leading you toward a new belief, but toward an experience so direct, so obvious, so natural, that every argument simply falls silent? The sound grows dim and disappears. And here, at the source of meaning itself, we find rest.